Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna make the Greta Garbo, a fantastic classic that's kind of a riff on the Daiquiri. But we're not just gonna make one, we're gonna make the classic version, of course, because that's already a perfect cocktail, but we also gonna make something I love to do with this drink, and you'll understand why later. But it's to transform this into a fun and fancy punch. So if you guys are ready, let's make the Greta Garbo 2 ways. Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be as clear and make it as simple as possible, so wish me luck. The Greta Garbo is a classic cocktail with an unknown history. All we know is it was named after the famous Swedish actress, and it's a mix of light rum, Maraschino liqueur, absinthe, lime juice, and simple syrup. We don't even know for sure if the actress at any time of her life enjoyed or heard about this cocktail, but what we know is in 1948, in David Embery's book The Fine Art of Mixing Drinks, he wrote that a cocktail called the Doctor No. 2 was also known as the Greta Garbo. But this is where it gets a little bit confusing, so please bear with me. The Doctor cocktails with an S, because it's a family of cocktail, always involve Swedish punch, which is a liqueur made out of Batavia Arak, lemon, honey, and spices, and there's nothing in the Greta Garbo with those flavors. Plus there's nothing Swedish in the cocktail except for the actress it got its name from. And in most of the classic cocktail books, the Doctor No. 2 is 2 parts of Swedish punch for 1 part of lime. So again, I just don't understand the crossover. But that's what gave me the idea to include some of the Swedish punch flavor in my punch version of the Greta Garbo. It tastes great, believe me, and also for my personal satisfaction, I now have a real reason to link the Doctor cocktail family with the Greta Garbo, well, at least my version of it. So now let's start with the classic version of the cocktail. What you're gonna need is light rum, Maraschino liqueur, absinthe, simple syrup, and lime juice. We're gonna start in a cocktail shaker with 2 ounces of light rum, 1 ounce of freshly squeezed lime juice, half an ounce of simple syrup, 1/4 ounce of Maraschino liqueur, and 1 teaspoon or 5 ml of absinthe. Then we're gonna fill our shaker with ice and give it a good shake for about 10 seconds. Next, we're gonna fine strain it in a chilled cocktail coupe. And you could leave it as is without any garnishes, but a little bit of spices on top, like star anise floating on the cocktail, would be great, but I really love it with just a little bit of freshly grated nutmeg. And there you go, my friends, the Greta Garbo. Cheers. This is a beautiful, vibrant, and refreshing cocktail. It is light and complex at the same time, but nothing is overpowering. I truly think this is a crowd pleaser and also a great way to get use of the absinthe flavor, just in case this is something that scares you. So now it's time for my version of the Greta Garbo, but just before, a quick word to thank the sponsor of today's episode. Into2DM is a clothing brand I fell in love with about a year ago when I first tried their basic line, because that's usually what I'm all about. Black hoodies, black t-shirts, and black caps, and I'm happy with that. But recently I tried their graphic line and I absolutely love it. On both collections, their fabric is high-end and super comfortable, the fits are perfect, and they have that little attention to details that really makes them stand out. So right now, if you go to their website, they're offering you bundle prices on both their basic and graphic line, and if you use my promo code TOTR10 at checkout, you're gonna get an additional 10% discounts. So thank you very much Into2DM for sponsoring this episode, but now let's go back to the regular program. Let's go. Alright now, so to make my version of the Greta Garbo Punch, what you're gonna need is, once again, light white rum. To bring back the funky flavors that you get usually in the Swedish punch, we're gonna add some Jamaican rum, and today I'm using Smith & Cross. Then we're also gonna need, obviously, some Maraschino liqueur, some absinthe, black tea and honey syrup, fresh lime juice, cardamom bitters, and again for the garnish, some grated nutmeg. To make the syrup, we're gonna start by brewing some black tea. So we're gonna start with 3 tea bags of Darjeeling tea, to which we're gonna add 200 grams of hot water. We're gonna let that infuse for 3 minutes, and then we're gonna add 400 grams of honey. We're gonna stir until the honey is completely dissolved. We're gonna remove the tea bags with a fine mesh strainer. That's gonna allow us to press on the bags to extract what's left of tea and flavors in there. And in case you have some loose tea leaves that got away from the bags, we're gonna fine strain it before bottling it. And this is how we make the black tea and honey syrup. So I'm gonna give you the specs for a 3-serve punch because I think that 3 serves is where it starts to become like a punch in terms of quantity. So if you wanna make it bigger, larger, just like multiply the specs. If you want just 1 serve, well, just divide everything by 3. So we're gonna start with 4.5 ounces of light rum, 1.5 ounce of Jamaican rum, 3/4 of an ounce of Maraschino liqueur, 2 ounces of honey and black tea syrup, 3 ounces of lime juice, and 5 dashes of cardamom bitters. I'm using a house-made here, but the cardamom bitters from Scrappy's is excellent for this recipe. Now, for the service, you can pick whatever punch bowl that you have. It will not make a huge difference, but because of the ingredients, I think it is very fun to serve this in an absinthe fountain. So we're simply gonna add our cocktail in the fountain. Then in an absinthe glass, we're gonna add 5 ml of absinthe. We're gonna fill the fountain with ice. We're gonna stir to make sure it is properly chilled and diluted. And then whenever you're ready, you're simply gonna pour yourself a little cocktail over the absinthe, grate a little bit of nutmeg on top, and with the absinthe spoon, you're gonna mix to incorporate the absinthe and the nutmeg together. And there you go, the Greta Garbo Punch. Cheers. Now we have some funk on the palate, on the nose, lots of spices, some complexity that's added because of the honey, and it really makes you feel like you're having a little bit of the Swedish punch in the cocktail, and it really makes of this version of the Greta Garbo something that's more autumn or winter-like, which is perfect for this time of year, and I really like it. So my friends, this is it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you did, to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and to turn that bell on if you want to make sure not to miss the next one. Until then, thank you very much again. Have a great day, and see you very soon. Now I have to find some friends to finish that little punch. Should be easy. No.